We are back,
We're back. We're back.
everybody. We back. The dynamic duo back for real. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Young People Takeover here on News and Motion. It is your favorite co-host. I am Isaiah Jones. With me, as always, Lexi
I
Williams.
am Lexi Williams. Hey.
And we're just happy to be back on this wonderful Thursday, thankful Thursday, throwback Thursday, whatever you want to call it. We are back again with another Young People Takeover. I want to give a shout out to Lexi and Miss Gail for holding it down on Tuesday while I was under the weather. Um, I appreciate y'all. Y'all did fantastic. It was like I was there in person, in spirit. So I just want to give y'all that quick shout out, and Lexi, you are doing a fantastic job. So, round of applause to you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're doing just as well. Okay,
And
fair warning, y'all. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, go, no, you go ahead. You go
I was
ahead.
gonna say fair warning. So I'm out of state at the moment, being me, myself, and I. But I'm out of state. So if I cut out or technical difficulties or you can't hear me, it's okay. We'll be good. We'll just keep it moving. You'll get your same news per usual, but just a fair warning. I might have a couple technical difficulties here and there, but praying to God we don't. And if you hear background noise, I'm also at a hotel, so that's why. We're making it work though.
Mm, listen, we know that Wi-Fi at a hotel it can be raggedy sometimes.
Let's not talk about
Sometimes,
it.
man. We see a lot. I see a lot of people coming in here. Dr. Antoinette, your mom is in here. Also, Reverend Williams, uh, Tracy Newman. Let's see who else is in here. Kimberly Graves. Good morning to everyone coming in here. Miss Shardinia, Miss Adrian. Miss Tracy said, "May we increase the volume." Let's. Is it on? Uh, okay. Is this better now? Uh, hello, Deborah Johnson. She also says, "Glad you are better." Thank you. Thank you to everyone who sent a prayer. Like I said, I wasn't feeling so well on Tuesday, but I am back and I feel better than ever. So um, we are back with another Young People Takeover. I see my mom's in here. Good morning, Miss Latrice Jones. Good morning, Kim Edmondson. Good morning to everyone. If you're also tuning in by audio, good morning to you on your way to work. Or, if you're going to the grocery store, good morning. Thank you for joining us. So, we have a lot of news to discuss, but first, let's get to this intro.
News in motion.
I missed that intro, man. Missed it. so, so Lexi, you got any interesting stories to break first today?
Yeah, of course. So I just want to make sure. Can I be heard? Is it clear on your end?
Yep, you sound good on my end.
Okay, good. Let me know. But so you guys, this morning, a new gun law has been passed in the state of California. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law to give gun violence victims the opportunity to file civil suits against the companies that manufacture the firearms. Governor Newsom strongly believes it is the fault of the company producing the firearms that causes harm to others. Now, the point is, how could this be the manufacturer's fault that makes the decision for the firearms harming others? Newsom told a Newsom told a news release, I quote, "To victims of gun violence and their families, California stands with you. The gun industry can no longer hide from devastating harm their products cause. A federal law back from 2005 is to protect the manufacturers of guns from being sued for the use of their weapon in a crime, but that expired in '05, and that was made earlier by a few years. $156 million has been collected by the state of California for efforts towards preventing gun violence. This money will be spread upon 80 cities and nonprofit organizations all over that state. This has been sparked by mass shootings from Uvalde, Texas, about 2 hours away from me, or the school shooting that killed 19 elementary students and two teachers, or even the shooting in Buffalo, New York supermarket targeting the black community. And
Mm.
it's funny because Miss Gail always says when it starts in one state, it likes to trickle down to the next one by one. So I think it's when can the children or the adults too, everyone, stop having to worry about we'll have to go to school with gun protection on, or will a kid come into school and try to threaten and shoot, or with a real gun or a fake gun. But gun violence right now is the leading cause of death in kids in the U.S., kids and teens specifically. So, as we always say, always stay informed of what's going on in your community, in the country. Go to those civil meetings and your local town meetings. Make sure you keep up to date with your news and stay with us, and maybe you'll even find a thing or two you didn't know before. But what do you guys think, Isaiah? That's back to you.
Yeah, think it's a real, especially in terms of today, um, that a lot of kids and teens have to deal with um, gun laws and just and breaking events that happen with guns at schools or like at social events. Um, where we're supposed to be having the time of our lives, and we have to. Our main objective, basically, not as just young people, but as a community, is to survive and make it back home alive. That's our main objective. So I don't know, man. I feel like we can make a change, but we just have to be serious about it. I see Marianne Jackson is in here. And also, just want to say quickly, happy birthday to Marianne Jackson. If y'all could type that in the comments. Happy birthday to you, Miss Marianne Jackson. We hope you enjoy your day. Um, treat yourself to a nice Sunday, if you will. So, happy birthday to you.
A little mimosa,
Uh,
if you will.
or a mimosa. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. So, in sports news, I'm gonna channel my game over, but I'm not really Kenny Stanley. I'm gonna channel into my sports news. In sports news, I don't know how to feel about this. After 2 decades, Heinz Field is no more. That's right. The Pittsburgh Steelers' beloved stadium name, Heinz Field, is no longer going to be Heinz Field. Instead, it is going to become, oh wow, our Chrysler Acrisure Stadium. Acrisure Stadium is an insurance company based off in Detroit. Uh, the two iconic ketchup bottles currently flanking the stadium's video board will be no more. Uh,
Mm.
this was reported. This is reported by ESPN, and Kraft and the Heinz Field merger will be no more. That was decided earlier this week. So I don't really know how to feel about that. If you're a Steelers fan, let us know. I'm always gonna call it Heinz Field. It's always gonna be Heinz Field to me. There's just too many iconic moments that happened there. Um, we had a legendary quarterback there. Um, so it just a lot of people aren't really happy about the name change. So Ken Edmondson says, why the name change? Because the Heinz company extension. um, they didn't meet the deadline, or let's see here. Yeah, it says that they did. The Heinz company were optimistic, or the Rooney family were optimistic about the extension of the Heinz name, but Heinz did not extend its naming rights again. So, meaning that they had a certain deadline to come to an agreement on whether they want to keep the name Heinz Field. But I guess Heinz said, we've been here for 2 decades. It's time for a change. But a lot of people are not happy about the name change. Even Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphrey is not happy about the name change because it's so iconic. When you think of Pittsburgh Steelers, you think of the Three River Stadium, or you think of Heinz Field. Just two iconic fields. A lot of memories there. Deborah Johnson says, "I am not a Steelers fan, but I don't like the name change. Go Brown." Oh man, you talking about the same Browns who didn't make a playoff in 18 years? You talking about that? Oh, that's a different story for a
Uh
different
oh.
time. It's a different story for a different
Oh,
time.
be careful.
David
Be careful.
David David Williams says they don't want to spend the money. That could be that's always a that's the reason right there. He's spot on with the it's all about the money in terms of these football teams and venues. So that was just my little game over sports news right there. Lexi, what's your next story?
Okay, okay. So right now your next story is called Luggage on the Loose. So for all you travelers out there, this one's for you or future travelers. So according to the Air Travel Consumer Report, in the month of April, over 200,000 bags were misplaced or mishandled in the U.S. That number has jumped 134% from the previous year, being around 94,000 in the same time frame. Heathrow Airport in London has dialed back only taking 100,000 passengers per day to slow down the reoccurring problem. There are even people buying tickets just to reach their baggage claim to find their luggage themselves. Now I know about baggage claim, and that's a struggle. The struggle is real. So keep up with your things, and I know they like to say that they're understaffed, but have some patience with them. I know all your good things are in that package. That to go see your boo or you know who, as my dad would like to say. But it's okay. We gonna keep it real. We gotta have patience with these airlines. They got a lot going on. They gotta figure it out. Next 2 years will be all right. But right now, if you got a bag missing, I feel for you. So sorry. What y'all think?
Mm. Yep, you got to keep up with your things, y'all. Especially in terms of baggage checks or anything like that. People they like to mess around. Shuffle them. So you got to remember what your bag looks like. Remember what's in your bag, especially the essentials. So the Guardian is reporting. This is reported by the Guardian. Weed killer ingredient is tied to cancer found in 80% of U.S. urine samples. Wow. So the CDC study find glyphosate, a controversial ingredient found in weed killers, included in popular Roundup brand, presented in samples of urine. More than 80% of urine samples drawn from children and adults in a U.S. health study contained a weed killing chemical linked to cancer, a founding scientist has called disturbing and concerning. Um, there has been no recall on the Roundup brand, or anything like that, but just be mindful, um, to keep an eye out for your weed killers. If that's your go-to weed killer, be careful of that. Again, a weed killer ingredient has been tied to cancer, uh, found in 80% of U.S. urine samples, and the main source of that was Roundup, the weed killer. In other news, there has been reports of melatonin poisoning in kids that has been spiked dramatically. This was reported by NBC, and it states from 2012 to 2021, these instances has increased 530%, according to a study from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention released this past Thursday. The largest yearly increase occurred from 2019 to 2020 when the reports spiked by 38%. So be careful of what your kids are eating. Keep an eye out for what your kids are eating. Again, melatonin has been shown um, to be on a rise nowadays. Um, I see uh, Tanya Williams says I will need a reimbursement. She's talking about from the baggage story. Dr. Antoinette
Yeah, that
says
sounds like my
carry
mom.
on only. Mm, carry on. Yes, you might need a carry on Johnson bag. What we would say. So Lexi, I believe we have a couple more stories.
Just one more from me. This is your final story, but this is Verizon closing the gap. Verizon is a longtime partner with Global Citizen who has shown how dedicated they are to the equality for all in the world of interwebs. The goal is to have digital inclusion for all by the year of 2030. To complete this effort, Verizon has a program called Verizon Initiative Learning. This program addresses the problems that could prevent equality for all on the internet. Verizon shall pour $1 billion for supports of digital equity inclusion across the most vulnerable parts of the nation. They have currently reached over 1.5 million students in this program. Students seem to really love the opportunity given. Manu Patel, one of the students that are a part of the told Global Citizen, who was a part of the Verizon program, said, "My journey into tech really started with my experience in Verizon Initiative Learning. Being part of the program throughout middle school not only taught me about STEM and the possibilities of tech, but also about discipline, leadership, and accountability." The article later states Verizon Initiative Learning alumni and current information science and technology major at Temple University. That's what Manu Patel is doing or does. I think it's a wonderful thing to see what the youth will do for the better if you just give them the opportunity. So, just like us too, we're grateful for the opportunity that Miss Gail has been giving us for News in Motion and to talk to all of y'all wonderful people, the News in Motion family. But yeah, I think it's a great thing what Verizon is doing. So, what do you guys think?
Wow. Um, I feel like that's a bold move by Verizon. I feel like that's kind of bold. It shows that they're still trying to be relevant. And, they're still trying to let people know that hey, we're still here. We can make some bold moves too. Like Miss Gail Dudley always says. Um, so I think it's bold for real. And thank you for bringing those stories, Lexi. Got a couple more stories in terms of stuff happening right now. If you are a movie fan, and I'm pretty sure all of us are, but especially a Marvel fan, you'll be happy to hear that Thor: Love and Thunder has scored the third biggest opening weekend of the year, bringing in $143 million at the box office. $143 million, and that movie is for Thor: Love and Thunder. I've heard a lot of reviews about it. People are saying that it's Thor's best movie. Uh, that Marvel has has kind of redeemed himself after Morbius. Um, Kim Edmondson says Thor was much better than I expected. So I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Definitely gonna have to check out Thor: Love and Thunder. I love me some Marvel movies. Um, love me some Marvel movies. Anything Thor, Spider Man, or Black Panther related. I am there. What'd you say, Lex? You
I
kind
said if
of cut
Marvel
out
was a
there.
person, I would marry it.
Mmm.
Am I good? Yeah, if
Yeah,
Marvel was
you're
a person, I'd
good.
marry it. That's just it.
I mean, a lot of people would agree with you there. So a lot of people would definitely agree with you there. In other news, this was reported by AP. WWE boss paid $12 million in hush money. The report is that Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the chairman of WWE World Wrestling Entertainment, uh, has agreed to pay more than $12 million over the past 16 years to suppress allegations of sexual misconduct and infidelity, according to the Wall Street Journal. Four women so far, all affiliated with WWE, have signed agreements with Mr. McMahon, who is 76 years old, that the bar that barred them from discussing the deals or their relationships with them. The amount is far larger than previously known. Oh man, I used to watch WWE as a kid. I still do. So it's kind of shocking to hear something like this happen. Um, that's you know, Vince McMahon has stepped down voluntarily from his chairman duties. His daughter Stephanie McMahon is taking over as interim chairman or chairwoman at this time, while they kind of get this situation worked out. Uh, my mom says McMahon is nasty. Man, listen, mate. Uh,
I'm saying that's what I feel. I used to watch WWE as a kid, and that that show was something else. It's not necessarily disgusting, but specifically, Mr. McMahon was he was quite the guy to watch out for. So I'm not really shocked that this is happening to him. But it's a pretty good show overall. But
I'm
shaking
I'm
my head
just
is a good emoji.
I'm just thankful that she didn't witness uh, Mr. McMahon when back in 2007, because that's when he was really acting
Yeah.
strange. He started wearing a do rag, and he started walking different. He had a little bit of bounce in his walk. So
Mm-mm. Not about.
we got Mike we got Mike Nicholson in here. Good morning to you, sir. He says, I found out it was fake and it hurt my soul. I'm right there with you. My
Same
dad
thing
broke
over here.
my dad broke the news to me that it was fake, or that it was scripted, and I thought it was real. Um, you know, I was not the same, so I know exactly how you feel. You know exactly how you feel. My final story for today. This is a story that a lot of teens and teens and older people can relate to. But these are the top 10 things you need to do to stay safe at an Airbnb. So these are some top things you need to do at an Airbnb, to stay safe, um, and to make sure that everything is going. Um, you don't feel paranoid. You feel like something's going on in the Airbnb. Miss Yvonne says, I felt the same after taking my sons to see it live and never watched it again. Kim Emerson says, I used to tell Dre it was a I used to tell Dre it was a remake of the soap operas. Oh,
God.
that's wow. That is funny right there. That that is funny. A soap opera. I mean, they are kind of acting. So I could kind of see that. Yeah, I could kind of see that. It definitely is drama filled, but it's still a pretty good product to watch. Um, especially nowadays that they went from TV 14 to TV PG to um, grabbing more of the kids and their demographics. So, um, but back to the Airbnb story. Here's some top 10 things to do to stay safe at an Airbnb. Number one, book through Superhost. When booking an Airbnb, you may feel unsure about your host. It's not as if a five-star hotel where you book a certain level of service is guaranteed. Um, After some stories have come out over the last 2 years about last minute Airbnb cancellations and being left stranded, some people's fears are understandable. So we want to make sure that you book through Superhost. Um, and to guarantee or to gain a Superhost status, hosts need to have a 4.8 overall rating based on reviews from Airbnb guests and have completed 10 or more stays in the past year. Moreover, they have to have a cancellation rate of less than 1%, uh, not in, uh, not including extravenous circumstances. And in effect, this means zero cancellation for hosts with fewer than 100 bookings per year. So I just want to be mindful of that. Rosanna Bivens says only liked it when The Rock was on. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, arguably one of the greatest of all time, and a pro on the mic. So he is indeed the most
There's no
electric.
argument. He's just the greatest of all time. There's no argument. Keep him included. There's no argument. No need.
He
I'm
he
sorry.
he
I could care less about your opinion. It's
he. Listen, he's up there. He. There's no doubt. He is arguably top three. He is. Um, but you also got guys like Undertaker, like Stone Cold, John Cena, like Randy Orton. Like, come on now.
yeah, but their acting skills weren't all that when it came to The Rock. His acting skills were top tier. It gave me energy.
This is true.
I mean, the rest. I
This
mean,
is true.
John Cena would come back after him, but not like they would be a good tag team duo. But not. I don't. Undertaker, he scares my soul. I'm not gonna lie. If you know who Undertaker is, you'll know why.
That's what see.
He
That's
scares my soul. That's just it. I
now.
don't.
Now his brother scared me more. Kane scared me more
Really.
than Undertaker did. Cause he had that glass eye or like that blue eye, and the other eye would be brown. And
Mm,
he would be bringing fire and stuff like that. It was just scary. But The
I
Rock
just could. I
is
can't do it with the caskets. Mm-mm.
the Rock is. I think he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood, and rightfully so, because he has more charisma in his eyebrows than anybody else in WWE right now. Um, the Adrian says The Rock's eldest daughter is in WWE now. Yes, I believe her name is Simone Johnson. I believe that's her name. So she's training down at the Performance Center. I believe she's going to be heading to their developmental show NXT in a couple months. Um, so, but yeah, like my tier list: Rock, Austin, Taker, Cena, Randy Orton. Like those are just my
Mm.
top five. And
Females. Were you into the females?
you said, huh? Did
Were
I
you
know
into
you?
the females too? Who your top three?
Back then, I really didn't pay attention to the female. I mean, I knew of them, but I really didn't like their matches were kind of like 2 minutes
Mm.
and kind of like lackluster. But nowadays, yeah, they got some solid female superstars. Sasha Banks, Bailey, um, Charlotte Flair, the daughter of Ric Flair.
I don't like Charlotte. See, I got a
She
problem with Charlotte. She always got an attitude. I got a problem with her. We can't get along. We'd never be able to. Not like I'd ever meet her because her paycheck is way better looking than mine because I don't have one. Let's keep that in mind.
my thing is
But
she
it's just
always has to be in a title picture. Like that's my thing. She feels like she always has to win a championship when she's already won it like 12 times. So, you know, 12
desperate.
times in the
That's
last
all.
3 years.
She's
So,
desperate.
but my favorite superstar is Jeff Hardy. Like my parents will tell you Jeff Hardy was my guy, still is my guy. I would do the little arm dance. I had the wristbands. I would be singing the songs. I would do flips off the couch. Granted, we had
Oh
carpet
gosh.
back then. You know, I'll be doing wrestling moves with my brother. We lived this, man. Like I had the championship. I was cutting promos. Me and my dad would be wrestling. Like he would always do his devastating power bomb on me. I would be selling like how the wrestlers would be. It was real to me, man. It was real.
Oh wow.
Like man, to be 7 years old again. Wow.
Time flies.
Yeah. Thanks for that trip down memory lane, Lex. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Oh man, to be 7 years old again. Um, but Edmondson says not the power bomb on the baby. Listen, we had this ongoing storyline where he wasn't like Vince McMahon, but he kind of had control over over WWE and stuff like that. Um, and he also kind of he brought his sons in, but I was kind of the rebellious one, or he was playing the bad guy, I was playing the good guy. And he would persuade me to join him, but I would always say no. And then he would have my little brother, beat me up, put me in a submission, and then he would just give me a power bomb through the table, which was actually a couch. But my mom didn't really like that, so we kind of had to cut down on that. But it was a fun time for real. But I like we love wrestling as our family. Wrestling and football. That's our thing. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Mike Nicholson says, "I still wrestle Skyler." Ooh, that's a good matchup. That is that's a good matchup. Wait, what's your win loss record? What's your what's your win loss record? Uh, he also says trip down memory lane, bro. You still on the porch? You
Mm-mm.
start you start down memory lane once you turn 35.
I'm done. I'm done. You
Oh man,
on the
I mean,
porch? Well, if he's on the porch, that means I'm still in the house.
mm. you can't come out because the street lights are on. Dang.
Right. The
He
street
says he
lights is
he
on.
says
I'm
he
still
also never
inside.
lost. But I mean, it's nice to reminisce about past things. My mom says that's why y'all should keep me in prayer. Listen, all right, look, we don't wrestle like we used to. We got older. Dad's kind of retired, or they rid him off because he had a storyline knee injury. Meanwhile, I'm still the champ. I have the title belt to prove it. Isaac doesn't challenge me anymore, so I'm reigning supreme. I'm the tribal chief. Okay, I'm winning things nowadays. Uh, Kim Emerson says on the couch too. Yeah, listen, and my dad would call his move the "I gotta tell you something." that's what he called his wrestling move. He called it the "I gotta tell you something." Like I don't know where it came from, but he would he would always it would kind of be like a slow, like he would build up to it. Like that's the thing. I guess like it built suspense, but he called it the "I gotta tell you something." So
He probably like now he
yeah.
be like, I gotta tell. Oh my back. Wait, my back. Oh, I gotta tell my chiro I'm on the way to the chiropractor. I gotta tell my. Hold on, I gotta go. My back don't work like it used
Oh
to.
my gosh. Not his back, his knee. Be like, I gotta take my knee,
Oh my knee,
and
my
he would
back.
have to
Oh,
he would have to bring in Isaac to help him assist him with the power ball. So, oh
oh
man,
gosh.
yeah, I gotta tell you something. Mike Nicholson says I beat Harold too, and this is after the Alabama. Oh, okay, okay, because yeah. So Mike, he said he never lost. I can definitely believe that. I can definitely believe that. Kim Emerson says, "Yeah, Lexi, you got a minute before you hit the lane." It's talking about memory lane. So I mean, kids' memories. I mean, kids' minds are still developing. So they don't stop developing until around 25. So, but it's good to keep the core memories. Keep those in your mind so that way you can remember stuff like this. Um, Kim Emerson put this. I gotta tell you something. Oh man, I'm loving this, y'all. I'm loving this for real. Uh, Mike Nicholson says I gotta tell my primary physician.
The chiro. You know, you just gotta hit the chiro one time. Just
Oh my,
my back. Oh, my knee.
that would that would
Oh, it's
that
my
would be my
chin. My
dad's
chin.
submission move. That would be his submission move. That the Cairo. It would kind of be like an ankle lock, but he had like he put some extra pressure on, some torque
Oh.
on it. Yeah, that would be his move. But shout out to my dad, man, for making my childhood fun. So
We love it.
um,
We love
we
it.
will I will finish up the Airbnb story next week. Um, I know a lot of y'all are enjoying uh, this interaction back and forth in terms of wrestling. But I do have an inspirational message, and it's been something I've been thinking about since
And after your
Tuesday.
inspirational message,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. After your inspirational message, I have your national days. I know my tech is like really whack right now. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know you cool, and I'm always looking forward to your national days. But the inspirational message for today is just one word, and it's faithful. Um, you know, I don't think we truly understand how faithful God really is. Um, He is our confidant. Um, he's there when we need him to be, and even when we don't think he's there, he is. Um, when when I was feeling under the weather this week, you know, Miss Gail even said that I looked gray in the face because I was drained physically and mentally. But I also had to remember that God got my back. God's been faithful um, through everything in our lives, and the last 3 years can attest to that. Because in this pandemic, something that we thought we might never see, you know, we were locked inside the house. We might never see our friends, family again. We might never see someone's real, actual face, full face, without 50% of it being covered up. you know, God has been truly faithful for real. You know, I also often used to say um, this quote that really hits home for me. Um, God gives his strongest warriors their toughest battles. So what that means is that, whenever you feel like, things aren't going your way, or you feel like your life is just crumbling down around you, it's God testing you to see how you're going to react in those battles. He's going to see how you are in your fight. And it all depends on whether you call on him, if you're sincere with it, if you're genuine with it. Because if you're genuine with it, he hears your cries and he's going to pull you out of that rock in a hard place. So continue to be faithful, even on those days where you don't really feel like being faithful. But keep that in your mind that God's always with you, and that you know you are one of God's warriors, and he's preparing you for a tough battle that's going to come later on in your life. So that's just my inspirational message. Lexi, do you have anything to add to that? Or I think you're
Yeah,
muted
I'll
there,
hop
Lex.
off right off of you. I am.
No, you're good now.
Can you? Okay,
Yep,
okay. I
we
was gonna
can hear
say,
you.
I think you have to keep in mind, in your worst of times, you have to keep praying and praising for the unknown future. You know, pray, and pray and be faithful in your your future. I know I don't give my dad all the credit sometimes, but I'm gonna give him this. A couple sermons ago, he said, "Sometimes we're misty optic instead of being optimistic," and I think that's one of the greatest things he could have said in that moment is staying optimistic for your future. Because what you think God has for you is just as big as that, and that's the crazy thing about our God because He so big things. To stay faithful. So keep praying and keep praising even in the worst of your times and stay faithful with God because faith as a mustard seed you could take the whole world over, baby. That's just it. But yeah, we love this inspirational message. I think it goes great with what's going on right now. And yes, Miss Deborah
Yeah.
Johnson, God is so faithful. That's why we got to stay connected and stay with your people and keep praying and keep praising for your presence and your present. So that's
Mm.
to say. But if nothing else, I'll go right on to the national days. You guys, it is so I guess I announced it a little early. So earlier I said it was National Noodle Day, right? So it goes with mac and cheese. But today, glory be to God. I'm so upset I'm in Texas sometimes. But National Mac and Cheese Day, you guys. I
Ooh.
need someone's mac and cheese. Who has good mac and cheese that can just ship? Like, just I need an anoint. Specifically, Mom, can you send me some mac and cheese, please? Because I need some. I don't want to miss my blessing on the special day. But National Mac and Cheese Day, National Grand Mariner Day, I believe is how you say it. Excuse my pronunciation. And then National Tape Measure Day. I've never heard of this before. National Tape Measure Day. Measure a couple things, see how tall you are. You know, you might want to find something. I don't know where I went with that. How tall you were. Find something new. To do. We'll see.
Yeah.
With a tape measure. So, if nothing else, um, back to Isaiah with your comments.
Mac and cheese day. Miss Gail Deli says she has a good mac and cheese. Mike Nicholson says your mom better not use Kraft.
No,
Oh
we
man.
don't do craft. We don't do craft. No, ma'am. No, no craft and no Velveeta. I'm sorry for those who love Velveeta, but that's not it. Not here. No, 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 no. Velveeta cheese gotta go.
Nah, but well, y'all, it is time for us to head on out. We know it's about that time for some people to head to work. We will be back here next week, along with Miss Gail Dudley. I am thankful again to everyone who sent a prayer. For me, I'm feeling a lot better, as you could tell. Um, so I am grateful for everyone for their prayers and their love. Uh, um, and thank you again, Lexi, Miss Gail Dudley, for holding it down on Tuesday. Um,
Of course.
so, with that being said, we will see you guys next week. Stay well, stay blessed, and remember, like Miss Gail says, make some bold moves. We're out.